Hey friends and welcome. My name is Dr. Heather Carden and I will be your specialist live today to help answer all your questions that you have about our amazing Prove It products. So as you're joining, let us know where you're joining from. As again, I said, my name is Dr. Heather Carden. I'm coming to you live from Overland Park, Kansas. I've been with the amazing Prove It community since the very beginning, since June of 2015, when we had just one flavor, which was the orange swirl. We didn't have any of these amazing other products. That's why I'm so excited to share them with you, to help you actually understand how you can actually utilize them each and every day in your life to have the optimal health that you desire. So again, as you're joining, let us know where you're joining from. Let us know how long you've been actually utilizing our amazing technology. A little bit about myself. I actually live here in Overland Park, Kansas. I practice alongside my husband at Carden Center for Wellness. I'm a functional wellness physician. I've been practicing a little bit over 24 years. What that means as a functional wellness physician, as we look for the imbalance in the body, look to remove the interference so the body can actually begin its healing journey. With each and every patient, no matter what their healing journey is, no matter what their underlying diagnosis is, we always look at actually removing all processed food, processed sugar, unwanted processed fats, and begin with a whole food diet. We actually resuming and reducing sugar out of their diet. So essentially a low carb / keto diet when warranted. Not every patient's on a keto diet, but we put all patients on a low carb whole food diet. So after 20 some years of actually teaching patients and joining them on a ketogenic diet, I can tell you the amazing benefits, so many amazing stories and experiences that patients have had using ketones or using fat for fuel. And what ketones are is when your body actually lowers your carbohydrate intake, and when your body needs fuel and you actually increase your dietary fat intake, where your carbohydrate is low, about less than 5%, your dietary intake is 70 to 80%, then your body actually uses fat for fuel. And when that happens, it's called ketosis. And ketosis simply means metabolically you're burning fat for fuel. There's so many amazing benefits. When we compare our fuel sources, we only have two, which is carbohydrates, which break down into glucose or sugar, as we mostly know, our blood sugar. And we also know that when we consume fats, they break down into ketones. We actually have three different ketone bodies, but we're going to talk about the main one, beta hydroxybutyrate. So before Prove It came to market, you actually had to be on a ketogenic diet. Your body actually had to go through all the glucose and glycogen. Then your liver would go out and say, gosh, I need energy. And our body is so smart, so intuitive. We know that we have stored energy in the form of fat all over our body. Your liver would go grab that fat, uncouple it, and break it down into a ketone body, one of those being beta hydroxybutyrate. Sometimes it can take days, weeks, or even months for your body to actually figure out how to make that happen. Although actually when we come into this world, we're in a state of ketosis as infants, sometimes just through health crisis, through bad diets or poor decisions, or just through a lot of stress, it can be difficult to make our body do that. That's called ketogenesis, when the body does it naturally and we make endogenous ketones. Now we have something called exogenous ketones, which means outside the body. This is beta hydroxybutyrate, the very same. So I simply got my shaker bottle. I picked a favorite flavor today. I shook it up a couple minutes ago, and now I can simply drink one serving of exogenous ketones. Prove It's exogenous ketones, the only one in the world that is bioidentical to what our body makes. I will drink this if I wasn't talking with you, which is my favorite day of the week. I would drink this in about 20 to 25 minutes. It puts my body in a state of ketosis. If I'm already in ketosis, then it raises my therapeutic level of ketosis to a higher level. So I maximize that level of ketosis. It saturates my brain and my body and puts my body in ketosis anywhere from 2 to 4 plus hours. And again, if I'm already on a ketogenic diet and already in ketosis, it simply elevates that level. And studies have shown the amazing benefits of having your body in a higher level of ketosis. Better brain focus, better recall, better memory recall, better digestion, better sleep, amazing energy. We know that we compare glucose to ketones. Ketones actually deliver 3 units of energy called ATP, where glucose only delivers 2 units of energy of ATP. So it's far more superior energy source, 33%, 2 units of energy, those ATP versus 3, and delivers almost about 35 to 38% more oxygen, far more efficient. And we know that glucose only gives us about 30 minutes of energy, where fats or ketones give us about 4 hours of energy, far more superior. So let's get right down to business. Again, let us know where you're joining from. This is absolutely meant to be shared, so go ahead and share this to your friends, your family member. You can add, you can tag people to this page, and let's get right down to your questions. And what we have been doing the last month, or since the beginning beginning of the year is that we've been actually asking you to go ahead and add questions in the last couple of days. So you can actually add your questions in through Instagram. You can post your questions yesterday or early this morning. So we get your questions coming in early. So send your questions in if you have them, and go ahead and post them on Instagram. Go ahead and post them here so we can have your questions and we can make sure we get your questions answered. If we don't, then I'll show you at the end, or actually share with you at the end of our time today, how you can actually get those questions answered if I don't get them all answered today. So again, let's get right down to our point today, which is helping you better understand our amazing Prove It product. So first question of the day, what is the best time to drink Keto Pro? So Keto Pro is our amazing formulated Keto Pro, or keto protein formula. It has ketones, and it's a protein infused with ketones. So it's ketones plus MCT. Your body will take the MCT and make additional ketones, plus it has additional proteins. It has a very high grade, high serving of protein, but it's a very low serving of protein. So if you have too much protein, your body will actually use insulin, which will take you out of ketosis. So when you're adding a protein to a ketone serving or to a ketone product, you don't want to have a high amount of protein, because again, protein uses insulin. So this has the right ratio of protein to actually keep you in that amazing state of ketosis with our amazing beta hydroxybutyrate plus the MCT, which your body can use additional ketones to it. When should you use Keto Pro? Anytime you choose. You can use it as pre-workout, you can use it post-workout. I love my Keto Pro before bedtime. I used to drink the uncharged version before we actually had the Keto Pro, but I love it about 45 minutes before bedtime. I do half banana and I do half of the dark chocolate. So if you haven't tried that, try that. It is actually amazing, but you can have it any time of the day that you choose. So great question. Thanks for asking that. And I love seeing that you guys are tagging your friends here, which is always great. Love seeing you guys from around the world, someone from Dubai, someone from Ireland. Love that. And someone from right across the street in Missouri. So welcome, welcome everyone. So someone says after drinking ketones, she has a lot of water to drink. So water is a great question. We know 79% of us are dehydrated, just normal people who are actually not even using our product. We just globally, about almost 80% of us are dehydrated. We know ketones have an amazing diuretic effect, and it's actually a good effect to have. Ketones actually pull water and toxins out of our fat cells and also out of the layers in between our fat and muscle cells. It's called interstitial layers. So in between those, it helps pull that out, which is a great thing to do. But as our body actually pulls toxins and fat out of those cells, it also pulls out electrolytes and wanted nutrients that are essential for our body. So you'll actually lose some sodium, some potassium, some trace minerals that we need to replenish our body with. So as those actually come out, we do want to replenish those, and it also pulls out some water. So we know that we need at least half our body's weight in water. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you need to make sure you drink about 100 ounces of water. If you drink more than 2 cups of caffeine a day, you need have another 10 ounces of water. If you work out an hour or two and you really sweat, you need to have another probably 10 to 15 ounces of water. If you work outside or work in a warehouse, a hot environment, maybe a road crew outside, another 10 ounces of water, and then you need to add in some electrolytes. So when you drink your ketones, it does need to be mixed with about 12 to 20 ounces of water. I definitely would not mix them in a 1.5 liter, because then you're going to really dilute them. It will take you a couple hours to drink that. You will get a slow drip of the ketones, so you'll be getting the benefit of the ketones, but it might not spike you and put you in ketosis. If you mix them properly as directed and drink them in about 20 to maybe 40 minutes at the max, that way you'll get all the ketones in your body. You'll spike that ketone level. It'll keep you in that level of ketosis anywhere from 2 to 4 plus hours. I definitely wouldn't recommend backwashing them, as the reader had asked, with a whole 1.5 liter of water. You don't want to chug the water afterwards, because then you're just going to help your body wash those away. You want to give your cells a chance to utilize and uptake the ketones and experience an amazing state of ketosis. The next question is, what does MITO do for you? So we have 3 things that are essential for our body. We have essential fatty acids, we have essential proteins or amino acids, and we have essential electrolytes. Essential means a necessary for survival. So our MITO is an upgraded form of electrolytes. Electrolytes are trace minerals like sodium, potassium, manganese, magnesium, but our MITO actually has something else called PQ2. PQ2 is actually something that helps the mitochondria, which is a powerhouse of our cells. Our whole entire body is made up of a bunch of cells. They all have something called a mitochondria, which is the cell of the cells, the energy house, so to speak, or the energy place where energy is made for our body to do our day-to-day functions. And so PQ2 actually helps the mitochondria uptake the electrolytes so it actually can function on a day-to-day basis. Again, MitoPlex is an electrolyte formula that's upgraded. Electrolytes are just a salt form, and once you add water to them, it creates electricity. Our body needs that electricity or electrolytes to actually function for our heart, our kidneys, our intestine, our brain. We all need electrolytes to function. They are essential for our body, but again, our MitoPlex is an upgraded one. How many to take? Anywhere from 1 to 3 a day. So we call it the good, better, best formula. If you know you work outside, you're a sweater, you're an endurance athlete, you're really letting go of a lot of water throughout the day, you are a sweater, because some people just sweat a lot, you know, you lose a lot of perspiration throughout the day, then you're a person who may need to do 3 servings of MitoPlex throughout the day. Maybe you're a person who's on a weight loss or fat loss journey and you're really losing fat quickly. You're pulling a lot of those toxins out of the fat cells. You're seeing that scale move and you're shrinking quite nicely. And again, those fat cells are shrinking. As the fat cells shrink, is pushing all the toxins along with electrolytes out. You might want to do 3 servings of MitoPlex out throughout the day. And again, maybe you're someone who's drinking these for brain cognition, brain function. You're really drinking the ketones to have amazing recall. You're drinking 2 ketones a day. Your scale is stabilized. This is not for fat loss, but for memory focus, memory health, just being the best version of yourself, for mood control, because ketones do amazing things for moods. Then I would say at least 1 serving of MitoPlex a day, because we do need electrolytes. We know that our topsoil, we used to have 18 inches of topsoil. Now we have 2 inches of topsoil. We get electrolytes from our above ground greens and from our rooted vegetables. It's very hard to get enough electrolytes these days because we don't live near a sea, for one thing, or eat enough fish to get some of the good sea salts. And again, we don't have enough topsoil. So it makes sense that we should probably do 1 to 2 servings of MitoPlex a day. And again, it does have the added PQ2 in there to actually help upgrade that, so to ensure that our body does uptake the electrolytes. Other ones on the market don't have the PQ2. I can for safely say that. So you don't know that your body's actually intaking that into the mitochondria. I saw another question here. Why is it that I would be getting dizzy after I drink the ketone? So this can actually happen in a few percentage of population of people, not very many people, for a couple of reasons. Number one, if you're dehydrated and you drink your ketones too quickly, the first sign of dehydration is fatigue and dizziness. Number two, if you're caffeine sensitive, maybe you already had a couple cups of coffee and you're drinking the charged ketone that can be too much caffeine. That can cause dizziness as well and lead to further dehydration. We also know ketones have more oxygen. So if you've ever gone from, like, if you live in Kansas, we're at, I think, sea level, and you go to Colorado, which is 12 to 14,000 feet. If you've ever gone to elevation, sometimes you get dizzy. Well, we talked about ketones delivering more oxygen to the cells. So if you drink your ketones too rapidly, you're getting more oxygen to your brain. Well, that nice rush of oxygen to the cells, to your brain, to your optic nerve, which is amazing to have, that can cause a little bit of dizziness. So simply just make sure that you're hydrated. Make sure that you drink your ketones in a proper amount of time. So again, 20 to 30 minutes, drink them slowly, and that should eliminate any form of dizziness that you may be having with the ketones. And again, make sure you're having electrolytes, you're using sea salt on your food after cooking, not during cooking, because if you do it while cooking, you're denaturing it. And make sure you're having 1 serving of your MitoPlex a day. And you can do the MitoPlex with your ketones. You can do it with your serving of water throughout the day. I like to have mine during exercise, so I do my ketones prior to my workout, 30 or 40 minutes prior to exercise. Then I do my MitoPlex during my workout, but you can have them anytime that you want. So some days, if it's not my workout day or aerobic day, I'll have my MitoPlex first thing in my morning with my water, because I know when I'm sleeping, I'm not having any water, I'm getting dehydrated, I'm losing water through just simple respiration or breathing at night. I like to start my day off with the MitoPlex and then have nat next. So really, there's no wrong time to have your MitoPlex. There's really no wrong time to have your ketones. Just don't drink charged after 5 p.m. if you're sensitive to caffeine. You guys have great questions here today. So I am seeing several questions about hormones and about menopause. So what I can tell you that none of our products, the ketones, the Keto Nat, the Keto Pro, the Unleashed, we don't have any hormones at all in any of our products. So when people start to experience changes in their hormone cycles, their symptoms that they experience pre-menopause, post-menopause, there are no hormones at all in our ketones. When you're drinking a better energy source for your body. We talked about carbohydrates not being the best energy source for your body, where ketones are the preferred energy source for your body. Ketones are also great communicators to our brain and to our cells. We have the master switch called the hypothalamus, which is located right here. We have the pituitary gland, which releases 7 different hormones that communicates with the rest of our body and the rest of our organs. While we talk about ketones being a great communicator to our cells and to the rest of our body, when the rest of our body starts communicating much better, think of it like it's eliminating the roadblocks in a highway. When we get communication better, our cells are talking to each other much better. The communication's much clearer. When you unblock those roadblocks, then our body's interference gets eliminated and things start to work much better and much clearer. We also know that when you're having a diet high in carbohydrates, it can actually lead to a lot of the things that you experience: perimenopause, postmenopause, PCOS, pre-diabetic. Those things all actually are experienced with a high carbohydrate diet. We know that when you're drinking ketones, they actually take away cravings. That's one of the major benefits I love, is that it just stops cravings. You can just say no to popcorn. You can say no to hot fudge sundaes. You can say no to a second serving. That's the amazing thing about ketones. It takes away cravings. So if it takes away cravings, and or you substitute your ketones for your afternoon sugary tea or sweet tea or afternoon soda or maybe your morning juice, you've actually taken away that amount of sugar, and now you're drinking an amazing energy source. When you're eliminating those servings of sugar throughout the day, or that second serving that you might have had at dinner table, you're consuming less sugar. We know how beneficial that can be on the whole hormone system, whether it's male or female, whether it's the beginning of life or towards the menopause and cycle of life. We know all that can be very good for our hormones. We also know that cholesterol, or healthy fats, actually break down into all of our hormones. So our 143 is great healthy fats. Our keto cream is great healthy fats. Our healthy fats all break down into our hormone systems. We know that our products, again, don't have any hormones in them. We're just setting the right energy source to your body so the body starts communicating and functioning much more optimally. And I am saying hello back to everyone. I don't want you to think I'm not saying hello back. So great questions there. So someone's asking, what do ghrelin and leptin do? So this is a great question. Ghrelin and leptin are our hunger and satiety hormones. So we know what it means to be hunger. What happens is we also have, they communicate to each other. One says, oh, you're hungry. Another one says, okay, you're full now. It actually takes 20 minutes for our stomach to signal back to our brain once our stomach gets expanded enough to say, okay, we're full now. Kind of like when you're putting gasoline in the gas tank. I'm an 80s lady, so I know back in the day we didn't have the automatic shut off. When you put the gas in the tank, you had to kind of listen for it to be full. It didn't automatically sense that the tank was getting full and click off. Well, on our hormones, it's the same way. We have hormones that actually tell, okay, your stomach's full, stop eating now. It tells your brain you're full, and that takes about 20 minutes. However, since we've been doing this style of eating since the 70s and 80s, we know the average person eats 17 times a day. And if you're snacking all the time, then we truly don't get that communication where your body says, okay, I'm full now. I'm not going to eat for 5 to 6 hours. Or if you're eating carbohydrates that only give you 30 minutes of energy, that ghrelin leptin hormone cycle gets totally disrupted. It doesn't know if you're hungry. It doesn't know if you're full. It doesn't know when to tell it to stop eating now. We're full now. And then we get happen in these stomachs, and people are able to eat thousands of calories now. So instead of eating a normal portion size of having a 400 or 500 calorie meal, or eating 15 to 2,000 to 2,500 calories a day, people are now able to eat 5 to 6, 7, 10,000 calories a day because the hormone system is not communicating to each other. The cutting off, saying I'm full, I'm hungry now, totally gets disrupted. Well, when you can drink ketones that actually now help create satiety, which means the feeling of being full, and also tells you, hey, I'm actually not craving that anymore, and we can stop the cravings. When you stop the cravings, which sugar is highly addictive, then you can actually reset those hormones. And that's what we love about our reboot program. The reboot program, in just 60 hours, or you can choose the good, better, best, where you can do 18 hours or more, 36 hours or more. You can choose the reboot program, whichever stage you like, and it's on sale now just for the next couple of days. The reboot program does that for you. It eliminates and helps reteach your relationship with food and reteach those hunger hormones to return back on. Am I hungry now, or am I just thirsty? Am I eating just because I'm bored? Am I eating because it's my favorite show? Am I eating just because I'm cold and it's the winter time and it's just I want those comfort foods? So that our program, reboot program, really helps you. After 2 or 3 months of doing it, you'll start to see, especially if you journal your journey, you're going to see that you're going to find that relationship with food, that I'm eating out of hunger, or I'm eating out of fatigue, or I'm eating out of dehydration. So we talk about those hunger hormones. When you start using our body's natural fuel source, you'll really start to get back to eating that basic time. You're going to eat when hungry and stop when full. So just remember, a newborn baby, if you've had a baby or been around a newborn, babies actually come into this world in ketosis. They're in that state because it takes mother's milk sometimes a day or two to come in, for the mother's milk to come in if they're going to be breastfed. So babies are in that ketosis. They can burn that brown fat and still have energy and still thrive. So if you've had a newborn baby, I've had 4 sons. They only eat when they're hungry. You cannot pre-feed them. You cannot make them continue to eat if they're not hungry. Well, when your body is burning optimally, and when you reset that, and that happens with our reboot program, you're going to remember, I'm only going to eat when I'm hungry because I'm stuck in a snacking, eating the bottom of the bag fries or whatever's left on my kids' plates, and stop eating out of that, kind of comfort page. So that's a great question. Thank you for asking that. So great question there. I think everyone has great questions. I love it. You guys are tagging lots and lots of your friends here. So somebody's asking, what causes the aftertaste in drinking ketones? So that is actually erythritol, which is a sugar alcohol. And you'll notice that and there's stevia in there as well. So 90% of the population finds stevia sweet. 10% of the population finds stevia bitter. We do use stevia leaf, which is the higher quality part of the stevia plant, which generally should eliminate the aftertaste, but we do use erythritol, which is the all-natural sugar alcohol. The Mexico version, we do use allulose, which is a sweetener as well. So the main sweetener in the Mexico version is actually allulose, which is a natural, all-natural plant, which comes from a plant kind of in the fig raisin family, but it's 1/10 the sweetness or sugar of natural cane sugar. But the aftertaste you're having is really a little bit of erythritol. So if you drink your ketones, you drink water, you still taste that a little bit. I would say put a pinch of sea salt in your mouth or water, or put a drop of lemon on your water, and that will help with the aftertaste once you're done drinking your ketones. Most people end up adapting to that and it kind of gets over, but it's just a little bit, especially if you're a person who comes from eating a lot of sugar and you're used to having a lot of sweet things, you're the person who's going to notice that aftertaste a little bit on the onset, but generally your body kind of adapts to that. It takes about 10 days for your body's taste buds to actually turn over. So if you burn your tongue, it takes about 10 days to heal. The same thing's true. It takes about 10 days for your taste buds to actually start desensitizing to sugar. So that will actually start to go away. So I know some people are asking very specific diagnoses with different health conditions. So Prove It is an energy, or ketones are an energy source. They don't treat or diagnose anything, and I actually cannot act as a physician and override what your physician has said. What I can tell you is that this is one of our body's amazing energy source. It's a pure therapeutic exogenous ketone. It puts your body in ketosis in less than 59 minutes. So when you give your body your natural energy source and you give energy to your body, it actually does amazing things and gives you higher oxygen level, more energy, you have better recall, better focus. We also know ketones calm down the nervous system. When your nervous system is calmed down, you actually hear things better, you focus better, your memory is better, your sleep is better, digestion's better, because we talk about resting and reposing. Digestion is better. We know that things like ulcers are caused from people being anxious and being nervous or having a nervous stomach. Well, if you can calm that down, then we know digestion is much better, you process your food much better, but it does not treat any specific disease, but we know that we're giving your body strictly an energy source. So Adrian says, I experienced hives after drinking ketones. So I saw that question a couple times. So there is something that some people call the keto rash. Now I've been teaching this or helping people with the ketogenic diet for almost, I would say 25, 26 years if I count my clinical ship here. Before it was popular, before there was search engines and things like that, but it is in dermatological books. So I would probably be a little bit more of a detective and say, when you started the ketones, did you also change anything else in your diet? Did you also add a bunch of vegetarian, or did you start eating a lot of nuts? We know some of the top 10 food allergies are nuts, they are dairy, they are soy. So did you add anything else back into your diet? So that's why I would also start to ask is like, because some people will try to make the whole shift all at one time. They'll try to go on the ketogenic diet, and they'll also try to add the ketones in, and they'll change a lot of parameters. So I'd also maybe just ask, did you go to eating like a half a pound of cheese a day and a can full of nuts along with eating the ketones, because that all could be causing the rash. And to be a little more detective, you could just take a natural histamine or go see a dermatologist, or just stop one of those things and go back to how you used to be eating to see if that's causing the rash, because there are no artificial coloring in here. There's no artificial flavoring in here that will be causing a rash. Normally the keto rash can cause from people just withdrawing from things. It's generally caused from an underlying yeast infection or something else caused from that when people go on a true ketogenic diet and get the rash from going, again, eliminating the carbohydrates. So if you're a person who wrote in and said, I've gotten a rash from drinking the ketones, my question would be, did you also try to do the diet with it? Did you try to eliminate, and then did you add some other food items that you haven't eaten? Are you eating more shellfish now? Because that's one of the top items, and that's something that's also on the ketogenic diet, more shellfish, more lobster, more shrimp, things like that. Are you eating that as well? Because after millions of servings, and I've been using this in my clinic for 5 years, I haven't had one patient actually get the rash from drinking the ketones. And I've only had one patient in 25 years actually get a keto rash. So I'd ask, what else did you change in your diet? And kind of be a little bit more of a detective, because again, there's no artificial coloring in here. It's natural. So I would just be a little bit more detective and see what's causing that. And hopefully that helps answer your question. I'll be anxious. Just tag me in the post and let me know what you discover with that. Zena, great question. Zena says, can I still have success if I drink one ketone a day? Or is it best, and what's the best time to drink that? So I'd love this question. So yes, one ketone a day is considered therapeutic. 2 servings a day is considered optimal. So knowing that most people have a certain period of the day where they just don't feel the best version of themselves. So for me, between 1 and 3, I want to take a nap. I want to have some dark chocolate. I want to just go lay down or take a nap. Everybody has that one little time of the day. So identify what that time of the day is. And I know that ketones will be in my body anywhere from 2 to 6 plus hours. So say that when I drink my ketones, it puts me in ketosis 6 hours of the day. So if you know that 1 serving a day works best for you, I feel great when I wake up in the morning, but boy, noon hits, and from noon to 5, I just don't feel as good as I want to feel. 1 serving a day is therapeutic. But maybe you're the person I just don't feel good all day long. I don't wake up feeling good. When I get home from work, I don't feel good. I don't feel good in the evening. 2 servings a day, think of that gives you 5 to 6 hours of feeling amazing, the best version of yourself, and you want to do 2 servings a day. So you feel good all day long. You're going to feel good 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day while you're awake. All right, there's 24 hours in the day. So most people want to feel good all day. So 2 servings a day would work best for that person. So just think about what time is best. So I always recommend people, when's the best time to drink them? 30 minutes before you're hangry, hungry, tired, or workout time. So just think about your day. If you don't wake up feeling refreshed or a slow start to get going, this is an energy source. Drink your water first, then nap next. Maybe you're a great go-getter in the morning. You never use an alarm clock. You feel great, but boy, 11 o'clock is when you want to hit the snacks or you want to take a nap. Then drink your ketones 30 minutes before that time. Maybe like me, you're in the afternoon. Lunch comes, you're okay, but boy, 1 o'clock is when that's your time. Then drink your ketones then. And then for me, I have a hard time unwinding at night. I don't want to think about too many things. The list go on in my head. I need to unwind my brain at night. So I have my Keto Pro before I go to bed at night. I also have my ketones. So I drink 2 ketones a day and a Keto Pro, and I do 1 to 2 MITO PLEX. So before I work out, I also have ketones before I work out. My husband has ketones before he works out, and he has the broth at night. He loves having the broth before he goes to bed. The broth has ketones as well, a little bit less than the nat, but he loves just how it makes him feel. It has hyaluronic acid in it, which is also amazing for your skin and for your organs. So he loves the broth at night before he goes to bed, and just a warm cup of that. So there's no wrong time, but just know that time that you're just not the best version of yourself, that's the right time for you to drink your ketones. And it may change from day to day. The weekends may be different than your work days, or maybe you work part-time and those part-time days are different than your home days. So just kind of analyze your day, and you'll find intuitive, like what time of day do you drink water? It's going to be the same thing with your ketones. Just like kind of analyze your day, and it may be different from day to day, and that's when you'll know is the best time for you to drink your ketones. So I know that our time is up today. It always goes by so fast, but if I did not get your question answered, no, we have 3+ years of logged back to Facebook Lives that are all listed back up above. But get back with the person who invited you to this page, or if you found us just organically and randomly, that know that you can actually go to our YouTube channel. You can also go to our Instagram page. We also have Prove It TV, but know that our reboot kit is on sale for the next few days. You don't want to miss that out. We do this all together as a community. Over 100,000 people globally will do the reboot with us all together. It's our 60-hour detox supplemented keto reboot cleanse that we do. You can choose a good, better, best program, but we have everything in here that we need. But there has been months that we do run out before the expiration of sale time runs out. So don't forget to grab your kit today. Again, we can help you get that kit if you need help. But thanks again for joining us. And remember, you can always turn your questions in on Tuesday or Wednesday morning for the Wednesday Facebook Live. Dr. Andy will be with you next Wednesday. I'll be back with you the following Wednesday. But thank you guys for being here. Thank you for all your inspiring, amazing questions. Remember, this is meant to be shared. This is meant to be invite friends and family to this amazing conversation and technology. Keep your notifications on as we release new technology, new flavors, new promo sales. I think we have a March special going on right now. So if you've never gotten ketones, this is a great time to grab yourself a box or join our 10-day Drink Your Ketones challenge, because we've got amazing flavors in there as well. Again, my name is Dr. Heather Carden. I am a Prove It promoter, one of your education specialists, and one of your community coaches on our Drink Ketone Daily page. I'm coming to you live from Overland Park. If you're watching this on a replay, put a number 2 down so we know that you're watching this on replay, and don't forget to hit that share button and like. We'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.